Hey, so it's Reflective Friday and checking in with you guys. I wanted to find out the state of the union, the state of your union. How are you doing? What's happening in there? All sense of normalcy is gone at this point, and none of us asked for this. We're not prepared for it. And frankly, in addition to that, I kind of feel like I'm being thrust into the present moment more than I'm wanting to be. So, kind of feeling put out and being in the present moment can sometimes be very difficult to experience. And normally, when we're there in that place, we try to gain some control. But with everything up in the air, gaining control is pretty difficult. And I don't know about you guys, but it's making me feel lots of things: anger, anxiety, depression, apathy. Got a flood of feelings going on. Kind of because it's not fair, you know. We were doing what we were supposed to do. We were working, we were taking care of our families, we were trying to save a little money, maybe just go on a vacation once a year, and now here we are. So I just wanted to check in with the state of your union, mostly around energy. And where's your energy going? How are you using your energy reserves? How do you know you're at capacity and you need a break? And one thing that I use to check in with my energy is something that I take from a Buddhist teaching, which is the sense gates or the sense doors. And they are the five senses, and then the last sense gate is the mind. So for me, energy is about how am I experiencing the world, and the five senses are how we experience things. And lately, I've kind of felt like my sense doors have been blown open without my permission, and I've had to feel a lot more and take in a lot more. And so I've really needed to rest more and kind of be able to process. I need that last sense gate of the mind to be closed a little bit so that I can kind of let things settle and kind of figure out how I feel about things and not be so hijacked by my five senses. So I wanted to share a mindfulness tool with you about how to kind of work with that last sense gate of the mind. And it's called passive voice. That's what Joseph Goldstein, one of my favorite meditation teachers, has named it. I've actually called it state the obvious, just because for me, that's what I feel like I end up doing is whenever I'm experiencing one of my senses, like I'm seeing something, I can go to the grocery store and see people wearing masks. That's a very hard thing to see, but it's only hard because that last sense gate, the mind, overlays this commentary on it. It says masks in public are not good. True, mind, you're very right about that. However, if I want to kind of keep track of my sense gates and kind of have a little bit more control over what comes in, then I need to work with that mind, and I need to make sure that it's not making something bigger than what I'm actually doing, which is I'm just seeing. I'm simply seeing a person. I'm seeing a person, they have a piece of cloth on their face, and right now I could use that as stating the obvious or the passive voice tool and just kind of go, that's all I'm doing is I'm just seeing something. I don't have to overlay that commentary from the mind. I've been practicing this with the teenagers that live across the street from me. They play basketball all the time. And the sound of that basketball can sometimes be jarring to me. So I've noticed that when I just state the obvious and say, like, I'm just hearing something right now, that my mind actually settles a bit and I can kind of go, you know, I'm sort of glad that they can get out and kind of shake off some of that anxiety. I'm sure it's very hard to be 14 and stuck at home. When I'm not in charge of that sense gate and I hear something and the mind comes in right away and overlays a commentary on top of it, I get mad at the kids. It doesn't really do much for me. So I just wanted to offer you all the option of working with that sixth sense gate, the mind, and using state the obvious or a passive voice as a way to just kind of mitigate having the doors of all of our senses blown open and being able to kind of close them a little bit and say, you know what, I have a little bit of control over how I'm processing what I'm taking in, and that's by working with my mind. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Be well, stay well. Thank you all.